Welcome back to the railroad, everyone. So in the last week's video, you saw that we did a discussion on our railroads, and in that I had a winery that we're building, but we need grape arbors. So today we're going to design and build some grape arbors. Come on along. So the process for building our grape arbors, it will be something fairly simple. We have these Czech seed beads. They're number 11s, and this is a royal blue. We'll be using these as the grapes. I have a very fine wire for doing our stringing of the grapes. And then to make the arbors with the leaves and such, will you be using this pine garland from Ben Franklin stores. We've got a nice roll of that. So let's get started and see what we do here. So the process I'll be using for this is I want to take a nice long lead on our wire. Let's see where, here's one end. Okay. Peel this off. I want a nice long stretch just because we'll be using a lot of beads, and as you use the beads it shortens everything up. So we'll cut that off here. Hopefully we got a nice clean cut, and set that aside for later. Now I just have an old KFC lid that I'll be using. We cleaned it out. It's a little dusty right now, but it's a good place to hold the beads, keep them all in place. So we start listening to somebody print. So we start with just a nice tray full of the beads. I'll be using a magnifying glasses to get to see a little better here. And at the far end, or at least down here a ways, we want to put a clip just to keep the beads from coming off the end. So that'll just sit there. Now, we tip these up and I come in close. After a while you get a little bit of a rhythm to this. And we just keep letting them build up, push them back. Okay, I think I can do it better with my other hand, so I'm going to switch and straighten the wire out a little better again. Better. Got one that was stuck. Static electricity. These beads will carry static electricity and make it a little hard to get them sometimes. So we're going to stop with this for right now, and we're going to make up a cluster of grapes to go on our grape arbors. Okay, we're going to start right here. I've got a couple of beads. This is near an end. I'm going to leave a little bit here, and I'm just going to wrap those so these can't go anywhere. Okay. Now, let's get a little more light on this. With these beads, I want to take about that many, and we'll bend it, bring that back up. I pinch it down so it's fairly close, and then twist that around once. Then I get the next batch, run them down. I don't want it too long, but I don't want it too short. And you want to vary the lengths of these. Some will be longer, some will be shorter, but you want to make it look like a bunch. And then at the end you'll have a couple of short ones up here. And we get some, and then again we'll go around. And we'll do another bunch. Okay, get our string beads down there. Okay. Yeah, this time I'm going to go about the same as that last one. Okay. And we go again. Oops. I pulled it too hard, pulled it off. Okay, and we have our, let's do a nice short one here and we'll end this one. Okay, so let's go about that long. Because if you look at take a look at a cluster of grapes, and you'll see that it's got a few down at the end, and then most of them up high. So, okay. Now, it's not going to look exactly like a cluster of grapes, especially right now. We don't have any vines to go near them. But from 10 feet away, you're never going to know the difference, and that's going to look like a cluster of grapes. Okay. Now we'll start the next one, but I see I don't have enough beads to go too far. So we're going to come over here about this far, and we'll start right here, end the loop, come into there, and then we twist. Okay. Now we need more beads. Whoops. Now we need more beads. Oh, we have two started. One completed, another one started. And pinch those ends down so it looks like there's just a few grapes on the end. We have our string of grapes here. And now we need to put them on some vine. Now the way I like to start is I just go over and I go down a good inch and then come over about the same length as those. Go down a little, don't have to go down a full inch, just down some, back up, and over again, about that much, down, over, back up, and we just keep doing that until we get to the end of the arbor. I'll have to look that up. I think you call it an arbor. And then we come to the end. So here we have our arbor, and then we just take the grapes and let them dangle from the arbor. They'll sometimes land on one of the legs and sometimes land in between them. And the very end one looks like it's going to land right in between them. So, and then we set them on our racks. Now, to make the rack that will be the vineyard, I've started by drilling 4 holes across this piece of masonite board. Then we place our string of grape arbor across the rack attached to the post. And then we drill posts for the remainder of the 2 more grape arbors and attach them to the Grape Vineyard rack. And now we come to the most difficult part, finding that perfect spot in front of the winery to place all the grape vineyards. We try a couple of different spots and finally settle on the perfect one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go run some trains.
And then of course there's Boot Hill. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Be safe, stay healthy. We'll see you down the rails, and God bless.